So way back when I worked in corporate America, I always felt like everybody asked me questions about where are you from, and there was very little knowledge of understanding where even I was from. And when I tried to explain, I felt like I could do something to make a difference, be able to educate people that Africa is just not a country, it's a continent. We have so many nations that are within the continent of Africa. So these memories are the things that made me to think, what can I do to make a difference? So the other series was able to bring many diverse African writers, specifically those who are locally here, to tell their stories, express what message they had when they thought of writing their books.
But that's one of the things that I think I strived for in this book, was not to tell the story as I doubt me who has seen how this played out.
Right.
But to tell the story as 10, 11-year-old me who was saying like, oh, so this is interesting. We have never seen this before. What is going on here?
You actually had to figure out your way out of this, and it was either evil would be your answer or it would either be positive.
Yeah. Well, for me, the title came, what they meant for evil was really, it's based on the history of Joseph, where his brothers was like jealous about him and his gifted his skill, and they want to kill him. And later on, they were blessed through the brother.
Correct.
Well, the Sudan government that was persecuting.
I was working at Disney when I just got this idea. What if we have an East African princess? You know, because African girls, we can be princesses too. Everybody can be a princess.
Absolutely.
Yes, and that's why I wrote Karemi. It's about a peasant girl that is torn between finishing a high school education and marrying the rich and powerful prince. You know,
I think one of the biggest takeaway I want people to see is to put themselves in each situation that is highlighted in the book or that is in the book, to try to visualize things as I explain, as they're going to pictualize it, to look out of the window and to see that, yes, you as a reader might be struggling with something but to understand, it's good to express your struggle, but at the same time to not pity yourself.
A child of an elephant. Explain.
A child of an elephant. Yeah, somebody asked me the other day, why not a child of a lion? You look like you could be. I say, it's not about that. A child of an elephant, because I grew up hearing my father, my grandma call my father, you're my enyi. Enyi means elephant in Nigeria. So can you imagine that as a young age, or even as you grew up, my grandma calling my dad Enyi, elephant. And then as we were growing, my dad started calling us and me child of an elephant. So it stuck, and it was just such a big word at that time, and it raised an expectation for me that I can be an elephant, just like he was an elephant. So yeah, that's why the book is a child of elephant, because that's who I am.
Yeah, but this really goes beyond the term. Well, please tell me a little bit about Wash Day.
So Wash Day was a concept that really came from a need that I had. My children love reading books, and we were experiencing a challenge in our lives with their hair. And a lot of African Americans and a lot of Africans in the diaspora know the challenge that comes with young kids and managing their hair, getting their hair washed. It can become pretty cumbersome, and sometimes explaining, the necessity of hygiene and loving your curls can become quite challenging for kids who are under 7. And usually what I would do is I would arm myself with literature or some type of parenting book that would help me assist in a challenge that I'm experiencing at the time. And I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything that was directly associated with the need that a lot of Black kids across the world had, which was the hair.
I was given a chance to come here to United States of America back in 1998 to play basketball. I'm sitting down. I'm a 6'9". I'm a big kid. So I was given a chance when I was a teenager to come and play sports here. So, and that's what led me to just be able to write a book, because what I went through, what I lived through, so it's a testimony. And I figured out there was no justice enough for me and other victims other than forgiveness. So I decided to forgive so I can live. And it has been quite a journey.
So please tell us a little about Esthers Hope and the significance that you're trying to convey to the readers, specifically when we're looking at today, the festival in Grand Rapids, A Glimpse of Africa.
Esthers Hope is really born out of a passion that I felt in my heart. As I was working up the corporate ladder, I got to a stage in my life when I just wanted to do something more. And that something more meant reaching back into my country and helping underprivileged girls access education. So I established Esthers Hope for that purpose, to give these young women in rural areas the opportunity to go to school.
The thing I do is I lean over the fence and I yell, "Ta!" like I did when I was 3.
And he's still there?
And he'll be like, "Bafima!" Then he'll come out, then we'll embrace.
And we were told, you are a refugee. And I'm like, no, I'm not a refugee. My name is Rebecca Nyanundeng. I will and count, because we were raised to count our genealogy to 10. And they're like, well, you are a refugee now. Not only are you a refugee, it will not even say you are a refugee, you will just be given a number.
Wow.
Like to listen to what someone is saying, actually understanding what they're saying, and not just looking at them like from like a physical point of view, but from like a internal point of view, like understanding someone's heart.
So, but you can always control how you feel about somebody else, and that brings a true peace,
awesome.
The inner peace, and that you live your life.
So the youngest child, who is Nomave in the story, she's learning how to pronounce shampoo. She's learning how to pronounce right.
I really love that. I found that to be very funny.
So when I start learning English, I thought, like, you know what, there is a part of Africa or part of our history that is not covered. Most of the time you see news covering only the brokenness, but before something break, it had to be put together. It had to be together. Yeah.
But I wanted people to see the role a father can play, whether it's in front, whether it's behind the scene, especially the role that a father can play to a girl child. It is so critical, because that's how we learn how men are supposed to treat women. That's how we learn as girls, learn how a man can treat people in a society and all that. So I'm seeing that, and I'm
just open your heart, open your eyes. And for each one of us, we will sense a passion for a particular group of people, whether that is people in prison or young women who are abused and cannot go to school. It could be anyone that's marginalized and kept on the outskirts of society. And once you feel that burden, I would encourage you to go for it. Go for it. I remember when
I am originally from Kenya, East Africa. No, I'm not Obama's cousin, maybe distant. So, and if there's anybody out there that thinks I shouldn't write, my story is not interesting enough, but everybody has a story, because we've all gone through different things, but also the same, like the core of everything.
A Glimpse of Africa is about bringing people together to celebrate, share, and educate them on our culture, putting ourselves on the map, breaking those language and cultural barriers, having a great sense of belonging so that we can become thriving members of the society.